What's up, my YouTube family? Sergeant Graybeard with the Gaming Brigade, back with another Division 2 video. Today is Tuesday, September 7th. How is it September 7th? Like, to say that out loud. Didn't the year just start? It's just so weird. Anyway, whatever. It's September 7th, and as always, my friends, I hope this message finds you healthy and safe. In today's video, my friends, I'll be going over the weekly vendor reset for DC, New York, and the Dark Zone. I'll be talking about the Seasonal 4 replay that starts today, as well as a few friendly reminders I feel you should be doing every Tuesday. Now, as always, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family, and if you enjoyed this or found it helpful at all, take a quick second and hit that like button. It really does help us out. Finally, as most of you know, we have giveaways here, and our current one is for an Xbox Series S, and all you need to do to enter is either subscribe here or follow us on Twitter. Either way is fine. The winner will be announced on October 2nd of this year, and once again, to clarify, my friends, you do not need to join as a member to enter for the Xbox giveaway. We do have monthly prizes for membership. However, for the Xbox, like I said, all you need to do is subscribe or follow on Twitter. Having said that, let's get into today's video. Now, for those of you that would like to skip ahead to the vendors themselves, feel free to go to about the 4-minute mark in the video right now. Everyone else, I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of what starts this week with the new season. You can see here we have a new Target Viper, and during this next week, you're going to get double XP for the first 15 shade levels you gain. You can see that the pattern of the season is pretty much exactly the same as previous ones in regards to, we have our first target, next week we have a league, a week after that we have a global event. Now, the one thing I want to make sure I mention, as a lot of you have been asking, as far as the rewards go, this is the seasonal track. You can get the Scorpio and you can pick it up at level 55. There also happens to be another great exotic in this reward track. It is the Waveform holster. You can get that at level 90. And tonight I'll be live streaming and I'll be showing you some of my favorite ways to farm for XP in the game. And this really helps out people who maybe only have a short amount of time to play and really want to maximize their gameplay. Now, moving on to this week's invaded missions, they are the Potomac Event Center, DCD Headquarters, and the Federal Emergency Bunker. Now, once you clear those, you will then have access to Roosevelt Island, and once that's cleared, you will then have access to Tidal Basin. Today also happens to be the day that the weekly projects reset, and it gives you 3 great opportunities to earn some exotic caches in the game. You have the weekly Summit Project, you have the weekly Shade Requisition, and for those of you that have the ability, you have the weekly Legendary Mission as well. Last but not least, my friends, every week I like to show you the location of the Snitch. And for those of you that may not know, finding the Snitch every Tuesday is how you're going to gain access to the gunrunner Cassie Mendoza, who becomes available every Wednesday. As I'm sure most of you know by now, the Snitch can pop up on multiple areas on the map. This happens to be my favorite spot. I'm right by the 1040 safe house. You can see I'm right here at this location. And if you get here and the Snitch is not here, I recommend, resetting control points, trying again, and he should show up within 1 or 2 attempts. Now, moving on to the vendors themselves, my friends. Most of you know I pretty much rip through these. However, I strongly recommend, if you are new or just returning to the game, really take your time because you don't want to miss out on anything that could help your character or your recalibration library. As always, we're starting off in the vendor at the White House. At the White House vendor, we have the Burnout. It's a really nice AR, not the best roll, but if you don't have it, I always recommend picking up new things. Next, we have an SMG. Underneath that, we have another AR, a pistol. All of these seem to be kind of right down the middle as far as the stats go. Pretty decent backpack there. Let's see what the body armor's like. Pretty good as well. Not terrible, but not, fantastic. Mods and skill attachments. Now let's make our way to the clan vendor. And as we roll up, let's see what we have, my friends. We start off with the test subject. Now, this is a fantastic weapon. It is a guaranteed drop during this, seasonal replay. However, I recommend picking it up. It could be a better roll than the one you get in the season, so you may want to grab that. Then we had a rigger knee pads. Pretty decent Negotiator's Dilemma here, then a pretty okay hardwired backpack. Below that, we have a nice shotgun. A fan of the shotgun. I like the talent. You'd re-roll that middle attribute. Then we have a marksman rifle. Then we have another rifle. Let's see what the next backpack is like. Pretty decent there as well. Then we have an LMG again. Pretty decent stats on all of these. Another backpack, mask, mods, and skill attachments. Now let's make our way to the campus. On a total side note real quick, I think my chair is making a bunch of noise today, so sorry about that. I will try to sit still. We have the Commando Marksman Rifle, not that great. Another Marksman Rifle right there. LMG, pretty decent. Pretty okay mask, I guess. Yeah, nothing really to speak of here. Holster, mods, and skill attachments. Yeah, that'll do it. Now let's make our way to the theater. Let's see what we have this week, my friends. We start off with the named shotgun. Pretty decent roll. You can choose whichever attribute you'd like to re-roll on this one. Again, if you don't have it, I recommend picking it up. We have another shotgun underneath that, a rifle. Let's see what these Providence gloves are like. Pretty decent there. Pretty okay knee pads. Yeah, I think that'll do it. We have mods and skill attachments. Now let's make our way to the first Dark Zone West. Now, as some of you may know, I've mentioned this before, I typically don't go into the Dark Zone that often. So for me, hitting up these vendors on a weekly basis can show me anything that is a DZ exclusive. We start with a rock and roll shotgun. So if you do not have that, I strongly recommend picking it up if you have the resources. And from the feedback I've received from you as well, most of you like farming for anything that isn't a Dark Zone exclusive. You enjoy farming that in the open world because the drops seem to be better. It's better quality loot. But again, definitely take your time as you're going through these. You may find something you're looking for. Now we're going to where? Dark Zone South. And as we roll up, let's see what we have. We start with the rail splitter. This thing is a monster. It's not the best roll, but again, another DZ exclusive. If you have the resources, I recommend picking it up. This may be one of those weeks I actually farm for DZ resources to try to get some good stuff. Underneath that, we had a SMG. Then we have an AR, handgun, pretty decent backpack, pretty decent body armor here. Let's see what the next one's like. Pretty okay backpack there. Some more body armor. And again, these you can farm for, you know, in the open world. Mods and skill attachments. Now the last Dark Zone East. Here we begin with the, what do we have, my friends? The Night Watcher mask. I love this mask. Again, it's not really the best roll there is, but again, if you can scoop it up, I recommend doing so. Then we had a Marksman Rifle, LMG. Really nice Foundry mask here. Totally, I mean, you're going to max out that bottom stat. This is a great one. If you don't have it, pick it up. Have a holster. Let's see what the next mask is like. Meh. Same thing with this holster. Then mods and skill attachments now are on our way to New York for the last two vendors. And as I start to wrap this video up, my friends, as always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your continued support. I will point out any items, you may want to pick up as I do my whole little speech here. But, the fact that you are here watching this content, especially while we're in that, kind of hibernation period, waiting for, new things to drop, it sincerely means the world to me. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I will be doing a live stream this evening at 7 p.m. Pacific, just talking about what's going on in the game, what we can look forward to, things like that. You'll definitely get a notification if you have notifications turned on, so please do that. It really does help the channel out. And as always, my friends, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, please let me know in the comment section down below. One final thing I'd like to mention as we start to wrap this up is that Diplomats of the Division will be returning this Friday. It has been recorded. We're done. I'm in the process of editing, as far as footage and whatnot goes. So again, thank you so much for your patience. And it's another thing I can't wait to share with you. On that note, my friends, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. However, as I mentioned at the beginning, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.